Hello everyone, today is August 21st, 2024, and well, for this topic, it's been kind of, before I proceed on with the topic, I've been kind of taking a break from YouTube, and I did say that I'll post videos whenever I feel like and whatnot, and every once in a while, in a while, I'll post something whenever I see that is a problematic in America, and I do apologize for some of you who have just watched this. I know I only got 2 videos in my last video, which was age restricted, because I made it age restricted. But it turns out it's not really opening up for more options for other people. So I guess I'll just stick it with just the standard, kids are just not allowed. I'm not going to age restrict it over the age of 18. What I was trying to go for, I was trying to see if I was just testing out a little bit, if I could reach out the older people content, which it doesn't really matter at this point. But that's just besides the point. So this video won't get age restricted. I'm just going to keep on doing what I do best and talk about the problems in this world and how I see things that are going and whatnot. Even if some of it may not sound true, but you got to look at it like this. You got to do your research. You got to visit some states. You got to see the world. You got to look at it as both sides. Kind of what I did. I actually visited in some states that I was very pleased about, because I'm more of a New Hampshire type person and whatnot. But that's just besides the point. But yeah, so for this topic, it's about more of the gun confiscation thing. Confiscation. Sorry, it may not be a word, but confiscating the guns, the rifles from people's hands. And I'd like to give my rant on that, right? So, okay. World War III is on the brink, even though I don't really talk about it as much. But hey, why the hell would I care about geopolitics? I'll tell you this, we got ourselves in this mess to begin with. I don't think there really is much you can do besides say, hey, we're going to need Trump back in the office. No, that's not the government's option. And let me tell you, before I sit on with this rant about confiscation of the AR-15s in some states, how do I say this? In some states, to be honest, how the world works and its economy, we actually live off from wars. Let's face it. If you think that's not true, look at the current presidents that we had besides Trump. Why do you think our economy wasn't going out so well, but then we go to wars afterwards? Wars fuel our economy. I don't know why. Oh, maybe it's because we just assert dominance over the region. Yeah, right. All we do is provoke it. Sure, every enemy will say they learned their lessons, but trust me, when it's not a leader, when it's not a full-on military coup, and it's like full-on private military contracts, they don't back down because they rely on guerrilla warfare and whatnot. Just ask the Middle East. How that became endless and how we were still fighting at the time when Trump was still in office. Ridiculous. But anyway, so gun rant, whatnot. It's stupid how, and I will say this in my last say, it's stupid how they're confiscated AR-15s and whatnot. And don't say it. I know for some of these people may say, but it's part of the law, so you have to follow it. I don't care if it's part of the law. You're being under attack by the Second Amendment. Like, you're being under attack by the federal government and your governors that approved of this, saying, oh, the common sense is if we just get rid of assault weapons, that's what the AR represents. No, it's called an armalite rifle, you dumb fucks. It's not an assault rifle. Oh, it's the same thing. What's the difference? It looks like it. It shoots like it. Okay. So does it M4. Oh, but that's military safe. So you trust your own military that you control. So you want people to control. Is that what it is? You want to have the weapon? You want to give to the weapons to the people that you can control? Like law enforcement in the military? Is that what it is? So you feel protected, that the people won't stand up against you? Gotta look at it like that. Look at the common sense like that. But anyway, it's stupid. Even though it has affected New Hampshire, well, I'm not surprised if it will one day, or it already has. Not confiscating, though, but gun control, where they make you wait a certain period of time and say, oh, but we could get rid of crime if we just, if we just, put a limit on the guns and the people that are trying to defend yourselves. Yeah, right. They're basically just saying, trust in us, don't trust in yourself. Basically they're basically just saying, we know what you want, not what others think. So it's pointless to put even a restriction, because you know what that will do? That will just not only the bad people will still get guns anyway from the black market, but you trust the government into putting a restriction on it, even though they haven't really thought about black marketing from people who actually have access to it. Oh, well, then we'll just restrict the computers. Oh, but then you sound like a totalitarian dictator. You sound like that, because if you're gonna put a limit on weapons, you're gonna put a limit on the internet. What's next? Free speech? I already noticed that's already becoming a thing. Free speech is already being limited. I don't care if some people say, but it's the Democrats and what. No, it's the government that weaponized the Democrats. Do you really think the Democrats is what it used to be anymore? No, because the more we modernize our world and our politics, then the issue is that our politics become so corrupt. I'm not saying all of them are bad. I feel like I know that there's some good out there, but how would I know those ones are good out there? The only ones that are showing the only bad ones are the ones that they reveal themselves on TV, saying, like Jamie Ratskin, inciting a civil war, because he literally had a plan laid out, and they were so eager. They know, if this is exactly the plan that they want to follow, then that could be an issue. And I don't know why some people just don't realize that. Some people don't realize that. This message may not be spreading far, but it just should put some common sense into some people. I'm not inciting everyone should be going out and fighting and cause a rebellion and whatnot. I don't want that for this country. I want this country to unite as it once was. Oh, but we can't have that anymore if the government's going to keep on weaponizing the both parties that you like that you like and you support. But hey, they don't give a shit about you. They're just pinpointing it on the political parties that you stand for, so they get you to vote and say, oh, depending on what party you vote, that side's pretty evil because we influence the political party to say that. The Democrats say it as well. Don't say the Democrats. Some people say the Democrats are more patriotic and whatnot. They are patriotic, but let me tell you, they also have somewhat of an agenda as themselves as well. I have a feeling that they don't really give a shit what they represent, America first and whatnot. No, I even noticed that even American first, they still get into wars. Just take a prime example. I don't even know if George Bush was even a Republican. If he was a Republican, let's ask some of the Republicans to say if George Bush was a Republican. And I'm just saying why. It says, okay, take him as a prime example. We went to war. Why? Because weapons of mass destruction. Okay, but that's the party you represent. Have you ever thought about the people that are lying to the public people, saying, we're the Republicans, we represent this, we present that? So do Democrats. So don't act like either of these two sides are innocent at the moment, because they're not. But anyway, yeah, it's just stupid. This is literally America at the moment. Guns being confiscated from some guns are being confiscated from our hands, even though they say the ATF is not legally allowed to do that. Well, I wonder what made the ATF do all this stuff. I wonder what made them. Oh, because the law is passed. Yeah, it doesn't just show that the ATF could just do whatever they want, even though I do believe that some do tend to think they could do whatever they want, but I know they're being run by someone that's a little bit higher than the ATF themselves. Give me a break. Why else would they still be a thing? Boy, and then they want you to blame the ATF. Okay. But you have to understand, ATF is also meant to have some good things, but now now they're just being told on what to do and whatnot, even though they claim to say, but we're not legally allowed to do this. Of course they're not legally allowed to do it. I mean, neither is the government. They're not legally allowed to take people's taxes and just like blow it on some other country as they want it to be and just give some to the politicians and whatnot. Oh, they're not allowed to do that. They're supposed to give it back to the people. Oh, but they could always just print more money. And they're always taxing you on the taxes that you paid for and the money you keep. Are they allowed to legally do that? Well, unfortunately, in their own book of rules, before taxes were considered illegal, but they changed it. They changed it to say, no, it's legal. It's good for the economy and whatnot. No, it's good for them having more money in their pockets. That's all it is. Leaving some of you guys a little bit broke, a little more poor than what they're living off from. Mansions, weapons that they could just throw in there. The laws they could just pass too. Wow. This agenda just keeps on going and going and going. What else would they want to do? Well, next is they probably want to control you and say AI is good for the industry. Yeah, right. I even know myself that as a future film industry, I'm going to say this. AI is basically another way of being lazy. Oh, but it helps the people that are running Hollywood make more money. Really? What about the people that are actually doing the hard work? Yeah, but that's putting in more money. We want to make more of it. How about we stop budgeting for the garbage all the garbage ass films that you keep on putting out and some of the great directors that want to make good films, but they don't turn out being great because they're all budgeted. Some people could say, well, that sounds like a skill issue for them. They could always just do a fundraiser to help raise all that money. Yeah, maybe that's exactly what I'll do. Stop relying on Hollywood. Because I know that with the amount of money that they're just going to give away, they're expecting us to pay it all back. No. What I want to do is that the money that that's being raised to make really good shows and films and collaborations one day, because I want to announce them as well. I want to do things for the people. I know for some people may say, well, the world doesn't really care about you if you do it. You'll never know. Sure, I am fully aware that some people just don't really care about others and they just kind of have to get out of the way. But what made them do that like that? I don't know. The whole poverty nonsense where everybody has to work a job and they have to do things for themselves, so they don't really care about what they think about others. You can't blame them. I mean, look at our federal government. Look what they had to do. Oh, they work, but they don't have to work as much. And they can just allow a shitty-ass president to do everything for them. Because they're being told, because all they're doing is passing it on through to that shitty president like Biden. And they're just like saying, you know what? He says, hey, if we'll give you this, we'll give you a lot of money and whatnot. And we'll just get a lot in return anyway. See, they're basically just sitting around practically doing nothing. They're basically just plotting things. That's all they are. You think they had to, really work up there to do it? I believe they had to. Trust me, I think everybody starts off from somewhere. But look at them. They can stay there for, years, and they can just say, yeah, we can pretty much do whatever we want. And that's kind of the mindset for some of the people that are representing the government, that are representing America, representing the people. Seriously? They don't have to work like you have to do. People who work normal jobs. Yeah, how about we get some of those people who claim to say they speak for them? How about we make them work a normal? Oh, but I have worked a normal job before I had to work all the way up there. Okay, you represent the people. How about you work along with them? Oh, but that won't happen. That won't happen. As long as they, say they represent you and want that. That's kind of how the government wants to do with these political parties. We're for the people. How about you stand with the people? Instead of just saying, we're for you guys. No, how about you stand with them? Do everything for the people. It just sounds like, and it sounds like for some of these politicians, except for Trump, they clearly just say, oh, we do things for the people. Yeah, right. All you're doing is inciting it. All you're doing is inciting and provoking civil wars, which we know it's about to happen pretty soon. I'm not saying it's going to happen this year. Some people can say, but it already happened and whatnot. No, it hasn't. If it already has, well, who knows? They could be right. I'll post a video of what I mean. Even though the Civil War talk has been died down recently, but like I said, that doesn't mean things have died down. Doesn't mean you still can't talk about them. Because that could be a bit of an issue. Because once things get heated, once things actually do get heated, they talk about it. See, they only talk about these things when the event actually does happen. When things are about to happen. And saying, like, oh yeah, it's pretty bad and whatnot. Okay, now the next thing. Next thing? What is there to talk about the next thing? Our country's going to shambles because of this fucking government. Because of because of the people that represent America and running our government. The deep state, or so they call them. Guys, who knows? Who knows if it's really the deep state as they say they are. But let me tell you, the confiscating thing is just, it's wrong. We got a crisis going on outside of America. We got a crisis that's about to happen in America. And all they're doing in return is saying, confiscate the guns. Yeah, that's all they're getting in return. Yep, no protection, no anything, no like, hey, we're going to prepare you for this. Nope, unarm the people. Yeah, because that's a smart way, and that's a smart way of just, that's a smart way of doing things. Yeah, especially when you know that there's a civil war going on, and they know exactly why they're doing it is because they know people are about to be fed up and they're going to use these weapons to fight against them with it. Oh, but they don't want that. They want to feel powerful and hide behind the military and the law enforcement that they control. Oh, boo-hoo. See, I'm telling you, some of these politicians are just cowards. They hide behind the law enforcement they control. And once there's no more law enforcement and no more military to control them, now they're wide open, they're shitting bricks in their pants, and now they're scared because they don't want to die by the people. But, hey, you said, hey, you did this upon yourselves. Oh, but it was the government. Once they start begging, oh, it was the government, I've just been told to do this. So, you accept it. You knew it was probably wrong, but you probably didn't care. Ridiculous. But hey, I don't want to see any violence in the United States, even though we're already on a break. And what can I say about some of you people who are fed up with the government anyway? What, seceding from a state? Yeah, right. Let's not do that because that actually brings in violence. New Hampshire doesn't even have the resources it needs. And you know what? Most of it's just run by like elderly people who say, oh, but we can separate the state of New Hampshire. No, you can't. You're too old to even some of these people are too old to even realize or not done their research enough to know well enough. Hey, we could create all these opportunities in front of everyone. And you got to think of outside of that. All the outside people, yeah, they're going to need to have passports and whatnot, or it's considered illegal. Oh, yeah, so we could create our own state. Like, what is the reason for that? I don't know, because we're fed up with the government? Yeah. Yeah, I think we all are. But hey, seceding isn't going to work. You got to look at the logic of it. I know for some of these people may say, well, we're fully aware that we don't have the resource. That's why we're going to let another country buy us. Like what? Russia? Yeah, I'm good. I'd rather not have a communist country take American land. Ridiculous. Hey, but you didn't vote for it, so it's only fair. Well, you rather have a dictator country run your run the state of New Hampshire. Ridiculous. Oh, what's next? Imagine if the next war in Russia happens. Yeah, you're going to be drafted. You're going to be fighting for the military. What? But I'm too old. Who cares? You're not old enough. You're a man, right? You're a woman, right? You're going to go fight in that war that as they made you do it because it's a communist country. They control everything that they control everything that you own. You don't own it. Ridiculous. But anyway, yes, gun confiscation is really ridiculous and whatnot. But like I said, I know I haven't been posting a lot, but I do want to say for some of you that thank you, some of you guys, for listening. And I know so far from my chat, from the viewpoints, it's been growing pretty recently. 174 views in total. That's actually impressive. It used to be 100 before. Now look how far some of you did, because all I did was ask for your guys' attention. That's all I did. That's all it is. I'm not asking for subscribers. I don't want subscribers. I just want to be well known by some of you people, so you understand yourselves that you actually have some common sense. You realize the world that you live in isn't right, but it's not always wrong. Just live life. That's all I'm saying for some of you. Just live life. And enjoy it pretty well. And especially know your own, government and the history and how it works. Just know your own rights, know the Constitution, and you always had rights in Constitution. It's just that some of us has just been forgotten to say, some of us just been told, haven't been told, you just haven't been reminded that you do have rights. And though some of these people just, some of these politicians just say, they don't mention about the rights you have. They always say, gun confiscations and, and putting in more weapons into a war that we're not involved with. Yeah. Ridiculous. But hey. Well, other than that, I want to say thank you so much for some of you. But I do want to say, at Blocking Ahead, thank you for watching. If you're always watching as well. Cake Frank may not be watching as much, but I also thank him as well. And, as for other people, I would say as well, thank you. So it's just huge major thank yous and whatnot. And if Corey X Kenshin is ever watching this, then yeah. Now I would appreciate that as well. Sometimes even in the near future, I would like to, if it's not in shambles by then, that I would like to make him have his own, some sort of side game in part of my major one. It's a project I'll announce after the show. Future this, future projects and whatnot. Yeah, I'll promise to announce all that. And, and hopefully one day I'll run for governor and a reward for some of you guys who actually want to listen. I'm going to make sure that there's going to be no more income taxes. Everybody's going to have the places they live. I'm going to put in all the money. First day, once I get paid, give it all away to the people. All of it. Every single one of it. And if your government can announce it, I'll just tell the people to say, hey, your government isn't paying the state because they feel like, he's spending it all on the people and it's wrong. No, they're not. Because you gotta know the logic of it. They could always print more money. Why are they else are they asking for more? Ridiculous. But hey, thank you guys for listening. Stay safe. Stay strong. I know that's new. Stay strong. Stay healthy. Stay smart. All those kinds of things. And hopefully I'll make the next video whenever I feel like it. But thank you guys.